I'm gonna be in Vietnam on the 21st of December. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Suryansh and I'm 20 right now, and this is gonna be my second international trip, which I'm paying for myself. Okay, so this is gonna be vlog 0, wherein I'm gonna show you the entire e-visa process for Vietnam and how long did it take me to get the visa. And the further vlogs are gonna be when I'm actually in Vietnam. Okay, so the first thing which I noticed was there's a lot of fake websites out there, and you want to be cautious about those. And there are a lot of agents out there who are going to charge you almost double the amount of visa. They're literally looting you. So what I'm going to recommend you is to apply yourself, and I'm going to show you exactly how to do that. Okay, so now I'm going to show you the actual process which I did. So first I went to Google and I just searched for Vietnam e-visa for Indians. And to my surprise, I found that a lot of websites claim that they were the national portal of immigration. And I just assumed that they're all fake. So then I went to Vietnam Visa Indian Embassy. From there, I found on the link of the official Vietnam immigration portal. And you can see here that all other websites are invalid. It says right on the website. Then I went to the Vietnam e-visa website. Oh, by the way, and you might be interested to look out for the common mistakes. So I just found this website, 7 Vietnam e-visa common mistakes, and I feel like it's a very apt website, and you might want to take a look at this before applying. Okay, back to the application. So then I just clicked on apply now, and you get a lot of declaration instructions. I just went through all of those, and then I just accepted the terms and moved ahead. And there you see that you have to upload your photo and your passport. And okay, a lot of visas get rejected because people do not read the photo instructions. So you must take a new photo and the background must be white. So take care of those and read through all the instructions as I'm showing you in this video. Okay, so after you have clicked the photo, just crop it to the desired dimensions and just upload it right away, which is what I did. And then after that, I uploaded my passport. Okay, then you just need to key in your personal information, your last name, first name, your date of birth if you have. Otherwise, you can just key in the year if you only know the year. And then your sex, nationality. Okay, and then for identity card, although it's not a required field, I just keyed in my passport number here. And after that, I just key in my email, my religion, my place of birth, and that's about it for this section. All right, so moving on, they ask you if you have used any other passports to enter into Vietnam. I just click no because I never did. And if I have multiple nationalities or if I violated any of Vietnam law. Okay, so next they ask you if it's going to be a single entry or multiple entry, just choose accordingly. And for the grant e-visa valid form, I'm going to suggest you to have some buffer days if you can afford. Let's say you're just applying for a 30-day e-visa and your actual journey is just going to be like 12 days or probably 15 days. Then try to have some buffer days before and after. Let's say if tomorrow your plan changes, then you don't need to reapply for visa. Or let's say if tomorrow something happens in Vietnam and you have to extend your visa, then you won't have to go through that hassle. Okay, so moving on is the passport information. Just key in your passport number and then your country, the passport type, the date of issue of your passport, expiry date, all normal stuff. Moving on to the next section, contact information. This is where I was confused a bit because you have this field called permanent residential address and contact address. And honestly, I still don't know what's the difference between these two. Turns out I just had to key in the same address in both the fields. Then I keyed in my telephone number and don't forget to add in the country code along with the telephone number in case they need to call you, just in case. Then just key in the emergency contact. So after that is the occupation section, and if you see closely, it's not a required section. However, I just suggest you to fill in every single field which you find so that they cannot reject your e-visa. So I just keyed in my occupation. I'm a student. I just keyed in and where I'm studying, the position and course of my study, the address and everything. Okay, so the next section is information about the trip, and they ask you the purpose of entry. So if you're a tourist there, then go ahead and choose tourism and not tourist. I don't know what's the difference between these two, but this is what everyone suggests. And then for intended date of entry is the actual date which you want to enter the country. So previously I told you that try to have some buffer days, right? But here, try to enter the actual expected day of your entry. Let's say if you want to go on the 12th of January, but before you added some buffer days and you say that, okay, grant me visa from 8th of January. So the grant e-visa form should be from 8th of January, whereas the indented entry should be 12th of January. And then just key in your indented length of stay. Let's say if you're going for 12 days, just key in 12. Okay, so next is the phone number, and I'm assuming that a lot of you guys do not have a Vietnam phone number. So what you're gonna do is just key in the phone number of the place where you're gonna stay. So let's say if you're staying in a hotel, just give the reception number. Or let's say if you are in an Airbnb, just give the number of the owner of Airbnb. Just do not leave the fields empty. Then just key in the place where you're going to be staying, the province, district, ward, and then indented border gate of entry. So the place where you're going to be entering Vietnam from. Just choose that, and then the indented border gate of exit. So the place where you're going to be going out of Vietnam from. Okay, so usually what happens here is that, let's say you decide to go via air, so you decide to go via plane. So you can probably choose any airport, but try to be honest about the airport which you're going to go from. And let's say if tomorrow it changes, you're not going from Ho Chi Minh, you're going to go in from, let's say, Hanoi, right? So it's not a big issue. But what's going to be an issue if, let's say, you say that I'm going to come in via airways, but later on you come in via road, or you come in via a boat or a cruise. So that's going to be an issue. So just make sure that you know your transport. That's all. Moving on, you see there's a checkbox which says committed to declare temporary residence. So you can just, okay, you have to check this. If you do not check, you cannot proceed. So just check this out. What it basically means, let's say if you're going to stay there for 5 months or extended duration, then you need to declare your temporary residence. As in, like, you need to declare that you are staying at a place, you're paying rent or something like that. And then moving on, if you have a child, just key in the details of the child and key in the trip expenses and insurance if you have one. So I just keyed in 1000 USDs and I did not buy insurance, so I said no. And who's going to cover? I'm going to cover myself because I'm paying for it. And my payment method is just going to be credit card. So that's about it for the entire visa application. Oh yeah, one more thing. So while entering the place where you're staying, right? So Vietnamese characters, they have some weird like dashes or symbols in it. So they might reject your application because of that. So you need to enter everything in pure English alphabet characters, the 26 alphabets which we have. Okay, moving on, you click on next and you get a summary of your entire application. So you just review the entire application and proceed ahead. Okay, so after this, you get the electronic document number. You need to take note of this because this is the number which you're going to use to check the application status. So just take note of this, or you can even print it if you want. And moving forward, you go to the payment page and just agree to all the terms and conditions, go through it, agree them, and then proceed with the payment. Then you get a couple of options. So the first option is pay by ATM card, and this is all Vietnamese bank. I assume that most of you are going to choose the second option which you have, and I just paid through my Visa card which I have. And that's it. You're done with the e-visa application. All you got to do is now wait for visa to be processed. Okay, so once you're done with the entire application, you can just check your application status by going to this website. I'm gonna pin the link below. So just key in your e-visa document number, your email, date of birth, and just search. And you see that my application is processing as of now. Before I share that how many days it took me to get the visa, you must be wondering that where I am staying right now and why there's so much of noise behind me, so many people talking and laughing. It's because currently I'm in the vintage homestay in Varanasi. And I kid you not, it's one of the best places to stay if you want to have the real authentic feel while staying in one of the oldest city in the world. If you're traveling solo, book this dorm. Or if you're family, book a private room. Use my promo code SURI10 to get 10% discount in this homestay. The link is down below. Book now. Okay, back to the topic. So I applied my visa on the 21st of November, and as you can see, I received the email on the 26th of November. So it took me 5 days. So here they have written that my application has been processed. So I just went to the application portal, keyed in my details, and here you can see that my visa is accepted and I can download my visa from this link. So that's it for this video, and I'm gonna see you in Vietnam.